And now the end is near, and so I face the final Susan, my friend. Is Susan the final boss in life? Is there a possible way to defeat her? How many times must I upgrade or achieve new levels? Do I need to be Ultra Instinct? I don't know. These are so many questions that just seem to have no answer. Hold on, let me make sure I'm on live chat on both of these. Oh, I am. That's good to know. And who's here? Wolverine's in, and Krusty's here, and Mac tonight, and David, and Diego Smiles, and Callum, and Jake. You don't know FFAF, David? Free for All Fridays have been a destination, what do we want to say? A premier destination here at the channel for years now. Free for All Fridays are the live stream where we just, we do stupid shit like we usually do, but it's extra stupid on Fridays. And Mark is in, and Glenn Quagmire. Have you heard about the Minecraft YouTuber Technoblades? Actually, I just was perusing some social media, and I thought I saw somebody said something about R.I.P. Technoblade. I didn't know him. I'd heard the name before, and I knew he was a YouTuber, but I didn't know what his content was or anything. Yeah, Lick says you got out on a Friday. Fuck yeah, let's go commit some YouTube crime. I ain't afraid of going back. That's right, Licks. I got out of prison just as I was starting to, get a little bit of a rep around the yard and everything. I was starting to make my way up the ranks, and I was bending over more people than I was getting bent over myself. I was getting there. That's right, Michael. He says my boy Curtis has returned from the depths. Nothing will ever keep us down. Fuck off, Train. And the funny thing is, what really gets me is even more so than this last one, the original action we had taken on the channel, which it's not a strike, it's a warning, but it's basically a strike. The video that got taken down and got us that initial warning, there's still tons and tons of reactions to that exact same content that I wasn't able to post. Wolverine says, "How was YouTube jail? See any big black chickens?" Oh, the only thing I can say is, especially right now, YouTube jail is a place where you will not get lonely. There are a lot of serious felons now. Well, serious felons means people that are not the preferred class at YouTube. Because we all know there are certain people on this platform that it doesn't matter what they do, they'll be okay. And there are others that the minions on the front lines, the dregs, the YouTube moderators, that if they decide they don't like you or like the way you think or like the way you look or whatever, they'll find ways to get rid of you. Jake says, I don't catch these often, so I had to pause the show I'm watching for this. Well, I'm glad you came in, Jake. Well, especially now this week, over at the Goosh, I gave you guys the rundown of my schedule for the move. I should probably post something about it now that I can again, in the community tab here or something. But once I get set up down there, streams are going to be much more regular and hopefully longer as well. And I will make a schedule in the About section. I won't stream every day, but what I will do is I will put a stream topic for each day. So if we can stream on that day, that's what the topic will be. Glenn says they allow literal animal abuse channels on this platform, but they try and take away the actual good ones. Yeah, and again, you guys who have been with me for a long time will back me up on this. I have not been a person to just jump on YouTube shit any chance I get when they've done things right, or even when they've been, I felt wrongly persecuted, they did things that they kind of had to do. I've said so, but there's just nothing left. It's irrevocably broken. Their system is terrible, and there is way too much leeway given to the people on the moderators on the front lines there. That all they have to do, and it almost seems like it would almost be encouraged, if they find that somebody doesn't think the way they want them to think or look the way they want them to look, they can just anonymously try and destroy everything they built with their channel. No notifications that we become used to, Connor. When I saw the title, Shady Sam says, I thought the Carolinas are not agreeing with him. We'll be there. We're heading out. I'm getting I finally got all the arrangements made. I'm picking up my U-Haul on the 6th. We'll start loading it on the 6th. I'll finish loading on the 7th. And we're going to split the trip just because, it's a long time for my stepdaughter to sit in a wheelchair. Long way for the dog. So we're going to go down to Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. On the first day, we're going to spend the night there. And then we'll finish the trip on, what would that be, the 8th. Right? We'll be down there on the 8th. We'll actually be in our home in North Carolina. The law fought Curtis and Curtis won. I wish. Brother E says, YouTube jail is where Uncle Ruckus has his own content uploaded. Can you imagine what Ruckus would say about something like George Floyd? Oh, I never even thought about that. Yeah, because you guys who have watched Boondocks. Oh, yeah. If they were making those in the time of the whole George Floyd debacle, I don't think they wouldn't have been willing to post what the writers would have created. Do you think? Does anybody think that Boondocks, creating the entertainment the way they always had, do you think they would have been allowed to continue if they were still making episodes during George Floyd? I say no. I said no way. Somebody would bend to the mobs. Somebody in the line that they have to go through to get something put on air, somebody would bend to the mobs. Mortem says, the king is here, king of ego. Oh, everybody's notifications are messed up, Connor. Notifications are just hit and miss on YouTube. Oh, hell no. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Dowler. There's no way. Because they'd have gone to town. Oh, Ruckus would have had. Oh, jeez. Ruckus would have been beside himself with the riots and everything. Oh, jeez. You did get a notification, Wolverine? That's cool. At least a couple people get them. Yeah. Krusty says, oh boy, Uncle Ruckus would make the internet go nuclear, mostly twatter. Oh, yeah. I'm surprised that the twatter mobs don't even retroactively try and have Ruckus canceled, just to make sure that content wasn't available at all. Excuse me. Diego says, what part of NC, mofo? I miss living in North Carolina myself. We're up on just off of Lake Norman, the west side of Lake Norman, about 25 minutes northwest of Charlotte. Nice area. Really, really nice. Wow, that's weird, Glenn. He asked this. He says, Curtis, you ever watched the Netflix series Stranger Things? The only reason it's strange is Stranger Things, quality comedy. Last night, our friends Alex and Elizabeth came over, and he asked me specifically that. He just got into it, and he asked me if I had seen it, and I said no, but a lot of you guys had talked about it to me and told me how good it is, but no, I haven't seen it yet. But I have had a bunch of people telling me how good Stranger Things is. Thanks, Paranormal Gaming. Feels good to be out again. I'm gonna miss the molestations and everything, but other than that, if I get missing it too much, I can just breathe wrong, and YouTube will put me back in jail. Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. We're talking about if Boondocks was still being made during the whole summer of 2020. Rick says Riley definitely would have gone out just as an excuse to steal and break shit. Yeah, and he would have been calling everybody gay while he was doing it. Yeah. You're stealing that? That's gay. Riley's become my favorite. I mean, Ruckus is hilarious, but he's also maddening too. So Riley, as the seasons have gone on, has become my favorite character. Damien says the back is all mashed potatoes now. Used up. Hell, at my age, what the hell? I didn't have any use for it anyway. Might as well get it smashed. Wolverine says, I'm waiting for Stone Ocean's second batch of episodes to be released on Netflix before I reactivate my account. I'll watch Stranger Things. Yeah, season 4 then. Yeah, that's... JoJo's such a great anime. Hey, Rosa. Excuse me. Rosa says, hi. I just shit myself. I was driving on the highway on my way with a delivery to Dallas. With a delivery, and some retard went from 90 to 70 because he hit a bird. Oh. Yeah, I'll tell you, well, you see it even more than me with, driving professionally now, like I used to. The roads have never been more dangerous than they are now. I mean, no mystery why. It's because so many people are distracted with their phones and stuff. But it's terrifying anymore. I made that drive down from here, where I am in upstate New York, down to our new place in North Carolina. And it just, one head shake after another. It's like people are all over the place and doing the dumbest shit. It's amazing. It's kind of terrifying. Being on the roads is absolutely taking your life in your hands now. Brother E says, absolutely think Boondocks would do it. Oh, I think they would do it. But I think it would be a South Park Muhammad situation. Right, exactly. Adult Swim would wimp out like Comedy Central. I agree. That's what I'm saying. I have no doubt they would be up to the task. It just would never make it. Never make it to air. No, I agree with you. Yeah, Mr. Hassan, we were talking about that earlier. You said, did you hear about Techno? So sad to see a YouTuber I watch pass on. No, that's tragic. I can't say, I really don't. I know the name, but I don't know his content or anything. But of course, that's absolutely tragic. Wick says, by the way, did you see Bubba while you were in there? He owes me child support. Connor says, FYI, Curtis, YouTube is a complete joke ever since the Quantum TV drama. Apparently, you can't talk about anyone anymore and it ticks me off. Oh, it's... And I've told you guys before, I think the most tragic thing is Google, because their number one priority right now is YouTube TV. So as long as they've tied that name, as long as they've tied the YouTube moniker to YouTube TV, they'll never let go of this platform. And that's what needs to happen. I mean, for it to ever have a chance to be run effectively, or certainly fairly, it would have to change hands. And they'll never let it go because that name is too tied to YouTube TV. Milag says, Baldman, has anyone at the Goosh brought up the newest Mega 64 video? Those are the guys that did the Frieza Saga and Cell Saga in 5 minutes live action videos that you loved. They just did. Oh, yes. Somebody just, as a matter of fact, Milag, somebody, excuse me, who? Was it you, Brother E? Who's the one? Oh, somebody just messaged me with the link to it. Yeah, I do want to see it. Like I say, I'm going to keep the channel a lot of anime content, so I'll probably do a reaction to it right here on the YouTube channel. I think it was Brother E. Yeah, okay, it was. Yeah, I want to see that. Well, of course, you guys know me and Fat Boo. I love him. Connor says, I'm not trying to be negative. Oh, no. But how do you let someone with transphobic and racist views allowed on YouTube? There's no consistency in what's allowed, Connor. There's no consistency. Now, see, my personal take on that is you're better off allowing people with those kind of heinous views on there. You're better off in the world to know who is the enemy. Better off know how people feel. My problem is there's no consistency. Like you say, you allow ridiculous things like that, but then things that are much more mundane, much more simple, talks about sexuality or something, and you're striking people's channels down for it. There's no consistency. The easiest thing to do is just say, okay, just like First Amendment laws or regulations. As long as you're not directly calling for the harm of anyone else, say what you want to say and let the market decide. If you piss off enough people, they won't watch. And if you are saying something egregious and something terrible, at least you got somebody there, who your enemy is. That's why I look at that stuff. But there's no not even a semblance of consistency with the way YouTube, again, I can prove it. I've got a warning on my channel for perpetuity, for all time, for content that is readily available all over this platform. The exact same content, not similar, exact same. Mr. Croissant says, oh yeah, I forgot the old man was in jail. Forgive me for not putting anything on your bail. Fuck off, Train. I paid to have Robin step on me. Oh, no, use them. That was money used wisely. Wisely. No, good call. Good call. Completely support you on that decision. Speaking of the Train, I don't know if I'll be able to do it tomorrow. Sometime before we go, I will have a say goodbye to the Train stream. And I will walk you guys down to the tracks, and we will wait till the son of a bitch comes by so we can all, and I'll just hold it up, hold the camera up, let you guys see the train one last time, and you can give it any farewell you want. You can give it the finger. You can send kisses if you've enjoyed how much it's irritated us for over 11 years. Whatever it is, but I will take you guys down to say goodbye to the train. Visual FX guy says, this is what we trained for. Nowhere says, Curtis, what's the weirdest, most unusual phone call you've ever received? Phone call? Oh, shit, I don't know. I've had a lot of weird shit over the years. Probably that call from Maury Povich, you are not the father. If I don't get to see Curtis kick the Train's ass, I wish. Oh, Quantum, that was that guy, Solaris? I heard about that. I didn't remember the name. He says, I remember Quantum TV saying he thought there should have been more Pulse victims. A shooting at a gay nightclub 6 years ago. Completely heartless bastard. Right. And I am the biggest free speech proponent you'll see out there. But that crosses a line, not just because of its egregious nature. You can say things that are outlandish. But that, it's not much of a stretch to say that you're calling for more harm. If you say there should have been more Pulse victims, what are you saying if not, hey, let's get out there and kill some more gay people? So yes, I agree with you. That should not be allowed. I've always said that. I think that is, as much as I am a total free speech advocate, totally, you still have to have the restriction of not allowing to call for the harm of others. Wolverine says the Train is Brax's true father. Keep him around. Yeah, Morton says Logan Paul in WWE. He failed boxing. Now he can fail wrestling. See, the thing with him is, that's an interesting thing with him going over to WWE. Fuck off, Train. To be honest, the match he did a good job. I'm not going to lie. For the limited amount of training he had, he did do a good job. The kid seems to be a decent athlete. I'm sure he can, and he does seem to be willing to work. So he can probably be molded into a decent wrestler. The issue I have is I don't give a shit about him. I just think he's a douchebag. So I don't hate him enough that it's interesting for me to see him get beat up. And there's nothing that's ever going to make me want to root for him. So he's bad for me, just for me, from my perspective. He's bad for the business because I don't care. When his match comes on during Raw, I'll probably watch something else, and I just don't care. He's not interesting to me. He's just a run-of-the-mill D-bag to me. Damien says, well, Mr. Train, looks like it was us. You fucked off. Yes. That's right, Damien. We'll go over. I'll try and do it this weekend. We'll get over there and we'll give it a goodbye. If you want to call it a goodbye. Hey, Dark Snyder. Brother E says Logan Paul will draw money for WWE and he's a decent worker. Yeah, the work wasn't bad. I mean, as much as I don't like him, I'm not going to lie. So it makes sense to sign him from a financial standpoint, especially since the WWE's target audience is kid. AEW is for the old-time fan. I think they're trying to move away from that a little. Brother E, I think the WWE is... Hey, Drake, or Drakus? At some level is certainly willing to admit that the whole family-friendly thing isn't didn't go well. You can see that in the content. They moved back towards the heavy PG or PG-13. And they well may be right. He may bring in money. That's just strictly me. I don't care enough about him. Again, I just think he's a douche. And so he's not going to attract my interest. I don't care if he's a heel, if he's a face. I just have no interest in him. Michael says, LOL, imagine the train driver subbed to you. Yeah. That would be the great plot twist. And nobody likes trying to manipulate your emotions more so than anime. And if the great plot twist would be that we finally see right before I move, we finally see that every time I've looked at that window and gone, fuck off, train, there's a poor conductor who has a terrible, tragic backstory going, but I just wanted to be part of what you guys were doing because I really like it. That would be the ultimate. That would be the ultimate conclusion. Wisperian says, who's your favorite wrestler? Christian is mine. Christian could work his ass off. Good wrestler. My favorite of all time goes back, of course, my era when I was a kid was Bruno Sammartino. Of the more recent crew, I always had great admiration for Mark Calloway, The Undertaker. Willie says, Irons, Albedo, Sabis, and the rest return for their 4th season in 4 days. I can't wait. So excited. If they stick to the books, this will be the oh shit season. Yeah. Oh, Willie, I'm so pumped for that. Overlord is so good. You guys know how much I love Sabis. I love Sabis right from the first time he punched a guy's face into obliteration. and of course, Albedo. She will forever be well up there on my waifu list. I tell you, in my future diary, the old 9th has made a nice run on my waifu list, as well as Sachan from Gintama. Zeno says, WWE has made a good deal with Logan. Now they actually might be going with actual sport wrestlers instead of models and people who don't do wrestling. I don't know, Zeno. I think, my personal opinion, I think for the most part, excuse me, sorry guys, I think the WWE has good workers. And I do think Logan, as I said, I thought what he did an admirable job. I think the writing is bad. I think the workers are okay. Because it doesn't matter how good Logan or anyone else, for that matter, gets. If you can't write them some decent storylines, it's all for naught. I used to try and drill that into kids when we we had the wrestling school, and at the different times I've helped out in wrestling schools, because telling the story I felt was one of my strongest points. I like storytelling, and psychology in the ring was very strong for me too. And all the time you'd see the kids come in and training the young guys, and once stuck out specifically, and he was in the ring, and he'd already had a little bit of ring time in front of crowds, so he was starting to get up there. And I don't say I disliked the kid. He had a little too much ego for me. But anyway, he was in, and I still remember they were practicing. He was taking clotheslines, and he was doing the full flip and landing it on his belly. And he did it really well. He's a good athlete. So he's taking them, and he's going, well, let's do it again. Let's do it again. And the kid, it was all young guys working together. And they're all like, oh, that's really cool. That looks awesome. Blah, blah, blah. So I climbed up in the ring. I said, here, let me see one of those. And I clotheslined him, and he did his cool little flip, and he hit landed on his belly and sold it. I said, that looked really good. I said, so fucking what? And he goes, what? I said, why do I care? I said, you have never done anything in this ring to make me give a shit if you get beat up, if you win, if you lose. I don't give a fuck. I said, do two complete rotations off of that clothesline and land it. I don't give a shit. If you don't make me want to hate you, why do I care? You're supposed to be a heel. When the good guy drills you like that and you give the big payoff, you really sell it with a big flip, a big painful looking move to sell his move, who gives a shit? Because you have done nothing to make me care about you. And he just kind of sat there and looked at me, but it's like, that's the stuff that a lot of the guys starting out don't get. It's sad when you see the writers at WWE sometimes not getting that. Diego says, what if you got ready to leave for North Carolina and you take one more look to see the train? When you turn and look, there is no train. It was all in your head. That would be a good finish too, Diego. It was all a result of the concussions. It never actually happened. And it was a shared delusion we've all been experiencing for 11 years. That would be pretty perfect, actually. Oh, Indo says, Yahoo Sports Report, Zion Williamson to sign maximum extension with New Orleans Pelicans. Oh, it's just a matter of if he can stay healthy, Indo. Sorry about that, Indo. Because the kid's got all the talent in the world. You just got to find a way to stay on the court. Mr. Croissant says, me and a buddy were having a conversation about the interstate systems. We don't have an interstate system spanning the Great Plains. We should have one straight down the middle from North Dakota to Texas. Yeah, it is. There are missing, obvious, glaring holes in the interstate system. You're right. I know it always makes me. I was just mentioning it to a friend of mine who was riding with me. I used to live right off of Interstate 80 in Vacaville, California, which is right between Sacramento and San Francisco, so almost to the Pacific Ocean. And when I take off from here to go do things, anything to the south, you drive down and there's Interstate 80 all the way on the other side of the country. I know I know. I'm amazed by simple things. It's like, yeah, Curtis, they can build a road as far as they want to. But I just think it's cool that you look at that road and it's like, if I get on there, I can go all the way to the Pacific Ocean. I am easily amused and amazed. Yeah, Diego says Zion is like Davis, can't stay healthy. Yeah, because, I mean, his talent, his potential, I should say, is just off the charts. Indo said, I heard Zion is healthy now and lost a lot of weight. He should be ready for this upcoming season. I hope so. I'm not even a Pelicans fan per se. I just want to see the kid play. His talent is just nuts. Tsunami says, Curtis, I've been getting into baseball recently. What makes Mike Trout one of the best? He can just do everything. The guy hits for power, hits for average. He's a phenomenal fielder. He's got a cannon of an arm. What makes him great is just his ability to do everything. Over the last 10 years, if you take it as a whole, I don't think there's any question or any doubt that he's the best player in the game. Excuse me. Damien says, plot twist, Susan's driving the train. Yeah. I still like that one, though. I think it would be the ultimate plot twist and make me feel like shit if we discover that every time I've said, fuck you train or fuck off train, we hurt the conductor's feelings because he, as somebody here mentioned, he's just a fan of the channel who wanted to be a part of things. And he has a tragic backstory. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Has a tragic backstory because anime. That's why. Brother E says, Curtis, I don't know how much AEW you watch. Some. But I think you would absolutely love Eddie Kingston. Oh, I know Eddie Kingston. Great worker. He's definitely the same type of wrestler as you, just more over. But seriously, he's really good right now. Yeah, he is good. I do like him. I like Eddie Kingston. Yeah, Johnny's got it. Trout has ludicrous on base percentage, great power, good defense, excellent base running, knows when to shorten up a swing for the quick single. Yeah, or down the line into the gap. Absolutely. There is not a thing. He makes me think of a more stout Roberto Clemente, and Roberto Clemente was my absolute hero from the time. That's why 21 is my favorite number. It's why I'm a baseball fan, and Trout is very Clemente-esque. Clemente's arm might be a little stronger, but he had one of the strongest arms I've ever seen. But Trout hits for more power and still hits for the same average, so it's a trade-off. Diego says, plot twist. You are the train. Excuse me. Okay, Bobby. Thanks for being there while you could. Yeah, exactly, Big Green. M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong plot twist. Yeah, that would be perfect. Like I say, this poor bastard just going by and rubbing his eyes and like, I just wanted to be part of things. Why are they so mean to me? I was just saying hi. Connor says, Curtis, all my baseball teams are great except my Guardians. Oh, it's tough for me. If it weren't for the Bucks having, not this past season, of course, but last year having won the NBA championship, that ended my drought because my favorite teams are the Pirates, no championships since '79, and in that span between 1979 and now, they also set a major sports in America record for 21 consecutive losing seasons. NFL is the Cowboys, no championship since '95. NBA, again, the Bucks was 71 until last year. And then, of course, my beloved Fighting Irish, no championship since '88. But Notre Dame right now, and I geek right out for college football, Notre Dame right now has the number one recruiting class in 2023 and 2024. Right now, it's a good time to be a Notre Dame fan. It wiggles. Real Crib says Zion should take advice from Barkley. Similar body builds and play styles. Yeah, very similar to Barkley. You're right, Crib. Very similar. And Barkley gets a little underrated because, the whole round mound of rebound thing. And he was a great rebounder, but he wasn't a Dennis Rodman, where the only thing he could do was rebound. Barkley was a hell of a basketball player. Barkley could play. He was a baller. Rodman was a one-trick pony. He could rebound. Oh, man, Willie. Willie says, you bullied him so hard that he offed himself. That's why the train never stops, because there's no one to pull the brakes. Come on, dude. That's more guilt than I can handle. Mr. Croissant says, yeah, I love the interstate systems a lot. Yeah, because I love driving. Now that you bring up California, is there a major interstate system for the inland portion of the state? Cities like Fresno seem completely off the map. Well, no, because you got, 5, I think, that runs the coast, right? Because it's State Highway 1 and Interstate 5. I'm going by memory here, and you guys know how that works. And I think Interstate 10 runs down on the southern part of California and out through Arizona. And then 80 cuts the northern central part. But no, running north to south, no, it's there's not anything for the more inland portion of the state. Ashley says, are you familiar with a video game series called Devil May Cry? I haven't played it, but I am familiar with it. Personally, I've never played the games, but I heard the first and second one suck while the others were better. Yeah, I've heard a lot about it. I don't know, Endo. Notre Dame may be doing good, but LSU can whoop that ass any day. Go Tigers. I'm not so sure anymore, pal. I don't think you guys... I am a fanatic for Notre Dame football, Endo. And trust me, this isn't sour grapes. I don't think you guys made a good move in bringing in Brian Kelly. I think it's going to really hurt you. He doesn't have the hustle. He just doesn't. He doesn't work hard enough on recruiting. And we're seeing it at Notre Dame. When Brian Kelly was there, he kept making excuses why they couldn't recruit, with the Alabamas and Georgias of the world. And he said it's because we're shopping down a different aisle, which to me was kind of insulting to the young men he was trying to recruit, because he was saying there's a lot of them that can't meet the standards of Notre Dame. Well, no, I'm sure that happens at times in any instance when you're talking collegiate activities, but a lot of it was you weren't giving those young men a good enough reason to come to Notre Dame. And now you got Marcus Freeman there, who's working his ass off and going out and meeting the kids and meeting the families and really getting involved and saying, this is how we're going to take care of your son. And families are like, fuck yeah, let's go there. I mean, in months, he's proven that Brian Kelly was full of shit. To have the number one class in 2023 and 2024? Yeah, I have nothing against LSU, but I don't think that's going to work out well for you guys. I really don't. Yeah, the good thing I think for you guys, Indo, is I think he'll be on a very short leash. SEC, they don't play around. If Kelly can't produce, they'll kick him to the curb. But I don't think it's going to be good. Mr. Andrew says, time to start watching hentai since we're out of jail. Yeah, let's go hentai. Hey, Timeway, good to see you again, pal. Kaiser says, double plot twist. The middle finger Benjamin Button's the driver. Big Green says, yeah, right back to jail. Let's go. Oh, God, I love Free For All Fridays. Now, what do you guys do? I got a few of you in here right now. Now, as I make the schedule, what are your favorite types of streams that we've done? Those of you who've been with me regularly. I know the video clip streams. I think anime chat too, right? Doesn't everybody seem to enjoy the anime chat? Free For All Fridays are a given. What other stream types do you want to see go on the list? Now, what I'll do is too, when I make the list, whenever I can take you guys out and about, we can go out and do something for a stream, I'll do that. I'm not going to have a day for it. That'll just be something that will take over a given day when we can do it. Gaming streams? Among Us streams? I'll tell you though, Real Crib, rather than Among Us, I'd almost rather go with that new one BTG started us on. I think Goose Goose Duck is the same thing as Among Us, same style game. I think it's more fun. Gaming? It probably depends on the game. Shiku says, I enjoy the Goose Goose Duck streams. They're Goose 100. Well, I'm sure BTG would be glad to have them become regulars. Oh, Omega I can't stream, brother, because there's too much chance of, and again, I'll be right back in jail. You know that what goes on in Omega. I can make Omega videos, but I can't stream them. You can't take the risk. More gaming? Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Good to have you in, Jason. Hi, Kyle. Like I said, I wish I could do Omega streams, Mr. Croissant. We can't take the chance. Because in Omega, at some point you're coming across a penis. And Susan would love another reason to put me back in jail. Right, exactly, Big Green. Too many dicks. And Jacqueline says, never enough dicks. God damn, you guys, my mods are so fast. I saw the loser bot, and I was just about to ban it, and it's like, okay, the only option is to unhide. Who got me? Jack's way faster than me. Chico says, oh man, there's a video called The Legend of Technoblade, King of Minecraft. If you'd like to learn more about Techno. Yeah, like I said, I'd heard, I don't really know a lot about him, but I had heard he was a Minecraft YouTuber. That's sad. Excuse me, guys. Mr. Croissant says, I also got a sense of how truly large Texas is. Apparently, you could get to LA quicker than Houston. I imagine Alaska is insane if you try to drive from town to town, if it's even possible. My uncle lived in Alaska for years. He was in the military. He was in the Air Force. And when he retired, he was always been into hunting, and he likes big game hunting. So he lived up there. Gosh, I think it was almost 20 years. Let's see. What the hell is this? Okay. Nothing to worry about. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah, we shouldn't have mentioned anything sex-related that attracted the bots. Yeah, Big Green. So what do you guys think? Oh, Wolverine got him even first. Wow, you guys did good. So we'll have a video clip stream, Free For All Fridays. Again, that's a given. Do an anime chat day. Do you guys like the topical day? I want to have a day where we just talk the topics of the day. Now, should we do, since the topics, I mean, obviously, the way the world is now, there's always something new every day. Should we do 2 topicals per week? Now, again, that's not to say we're going to stream every day of the week. I won't have time to do that. But it's just to say that if I stream on a given day, you'll know what type of stream that's going to be. Should we do 2 topicals a week? Spread them out Like maybe on a Monday and a Thursday or something like that. What do you think? We can do chat bots within streams, Damien. I don't think there'd be enough interest to make them specifically for that. But as we're streaming, like even on Free for All Fridays, we can talk to chat bots. Yeah, I think so too, Mortem. Everybody seems to enjoy the topical streams. So maybe 2 of them. Red Wolf says, have you seen what's going on with McMahon? Yes, I have. I mean, it's not like I have any insider information. What we all know about Vince McMahon, certainly not something surprising. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm not or innocent. I'm not making any judgment on the guy. I'm just saying having those kind of accusations is not a surprise. Not even a little. Yeah, exactly, brother. Yeah, I don't think anybody's surprised by it. Johnny says, I had a dream last night that Bucks got Judge, Ohtani, and Trout somehow. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, man. Could you imagine? The only thing is, Johnny, the Pirates are only willing to pay, whatever minimum wage at the time. I think they pay their players about $18 an hour. Jake says, topical Tuesday and Thursday. Alliteration. And John says, I like cheese. I don't. John, that's one of my most hated enemies. Well, my 2 most food-related hated enemies, that was a sentence, are American cheese and mayonnaise. Fuck them both. What time do you usually stream Eastern time? I've been trying recently until we got sent to jail to mix it up a little, but typically around this time, usually they start between like noon and 2. But every once in a while, I'll throw one in that starts around 4, 5, 6. Doing cooking streams or like food streams, kind of mukbang. I don't know, brother E. I don't know how if there'd be that much interest in that from our crew, just because that's something that the people that are here, we've never done anything like that, so they're not necessarily here for that type of thing. I don't know if there'd be interest in that. Duran says, number 1 anime fight of all time, Curtis versus Duran the Cheesehead. Yeah, Cheese Lord, I'm sorry. That's me too, Jack. That's what's amazing. As Jack says, I only like cheese if it's on a pizza. I can't even explain that. Because you guys know I'm a fucking pizza fanatic. But outside of that, I ain't eating no cheese. I don't know why it's okay. If you put it on that pizza, it's okay. Hey, don't put it on that. I'll fucking kill you. Johnny says, God damn it, I despise our front office with burning psychotic hatred. Oh, it's never going to get better, Johnny, till they sell the team. I just can't believe the other owners, the league, hasn't forced them to, because they are clearly not trying to be competitive, and that's supposed to be a rule. Jason says, gotcha, I keep missing them while I'm training. Thank you. Oh, no problem, pal. No problem. Jack likes all the meat. Yeah. Chico says, so you're saying you don't like cheesecake, Curtis? Actually, cheesecake, some cheesecakes weren't bad. That's something I don't eat now just because I'm an old fuck. There are just certain foods as I've gotten older that just bother me. Just sit like so heavy on my stomach or make me feel a little off to where it's not worth eating them, and cheesecake's one of them. Jake says, at my job, had to make burgers and dogs for a catering event at a factory. There are 2 slices per person of American cheese. There are 100 people said to slice 200 slices of nasty American cheese. Oh, Jake got it puked. I don't know what, that stuff is so gross. And it's not hereditary because Spaz Kid loves it. Brax loves American cheese. That was one of the things. I can't cook at all. But I think I told you guys, I learned to make grilled cheese to perfection just because when he was growing up, that's something he loved. And I got to where I could make it come out so it was perfectly golden on each side. I don't know, golden is the word I want to use around here. But perfectly golden brown on each side and just warmed right to where the cheese had just melted nicely. I can make that perfect. Ain't going to eat it, but I can make it perfect. Tsunami says, Johnny seems like a knowledgeable baseball fan. He is. Johnny's in here a lot. We do a lot of sports talking. Yeah, Johnny knows a lot of baseball. And him and I are both fans of the Pirates. Rosa, how to offend white people? Use black light. Yeah, I'm with you 100%, Jack. He says, American cheese is like asking for recycled plastic to be shat on your food. Oh, it's actually kind of amazing to me just how much I hate both those things, American cheese and mayo. Oh, just gag reflex immediately, and nope, can't do it. Oh. Jesus Christ, Ashley. Ashley says, one time my therapist was acting really peppy, and I told him I wanted to punch him in the face. How did that go over? Willie says, I'm going to hide cheese in a bowl of chili and give it to you Scott Tenorman style. Yeah, given the choice, I'd rather eat Scott Tenorman's parents than cheese. Excuse me. Johnny says, love baseball. A great pitcher batter battle is the best thing in sports. I agree. We have where we're moving, there's a pretty good size complex of fields, of baseball fields, just down the road from us, and with their size, they're for the younger kids. I've thought about, I would love if I had the time, and I don't know if I will, but if I had the time, just to go down and umpire again, because I umpired for years. I first got my licensed umpire when I lived in California. Oh gosh, that would have been like 1978 or 9, and I've umpired on and off ever since. And I just love baseball, just love being on the field, and then umpiring is fun because not only do I love baseball, I really enjoy seeing the kids developing a love for the game that I enjoy. So it's fun being out there with them. Red Wolf says, would you ever do botch a mania reaction? Sure. I don't know that there would be a ton of interest in them here. I've run some other wrestling stuff by the gang here, and didn't seem to be a big draw to them, but I would. Sure, I like Botchamania. Diego says, you're a Pirates fan and I'm an Arizona Diamondback fan. We suck. Yeah, it's not good times, Diego. It's not good times for Diamondbacks, Pirates, Reds. Got a few other dregs out there. But hasn't been a good time to be. Since 1979, there have been a total of 3 years where it didn't absolutely suck to be a Pirates fan back in the early 90s. Wolverine says, tomatoes are to me what American cheese is to Curtis. Unless cooked by Gordon Ramsay, I will not eat anything with tomatoes. See, tomatoes are something I don't, because my tastes are limited, I don't care for. But yeah, they don't have that effect on me. It's like nothing like American cheese. It's just, if a tomato was there and I had to eat it, I'd be like, all right. If American cheese was there and somebody said I had to eat it, I would fight them. Jack says, I miss the Attitude Era. It's not like it was amazingly written. Most of it was just chaos, but damn if it wasn't entertaining. Couldn't agree more. That's well put. Yeah, and the guys, one of the reasons it worked, though, is the guys you had in the Attitude Era were good at chaos. And I don't say that facetiously. Chaos in the ring is something that takes a talent just like anything else, and they were good at putting it over. Excuse me. Oh, that's kind of cool. Shiku says, I have a friend who is big into this TikTok group that's based around wrestling, and they just make videos talking crap to each other. That's kind of cool. Johnny says, as much as the Pirates suck shit, I still watch, listen to every game. I get you, brother. I used to do it back, oh man, when I was a kid. I've been a Pirates fan since I was 5. Back in the day, I can't imagine it could anymore with the way, the world is populated, but KDKA in Pittsburgh, the original radio station in America, carries a Pirates game. I think it still does to this day. And on a clear night, if you played around enough with your knobs, if you played around enough with the knob on the radio, you could get KDKA in here in upstate New York where I lived. And I would be so happy on the nights that I could tune it in because I could listen to the baseball game. Because you have to remember, back then, you got to see one ball game a week. On Saturdays, I think it was NBC, one of the networks would have a game of the week. And before Monday Night Football became a thing, it used to be Monday Night Baseball. Football muscled it out as football became more popular. So then you got to see 2 games a week, but that was it. That was the extent of baseball on TV. Brother E says, I was fortunate to go to a few live shows during the Attitude Era. Got to see some Raws, Wars, SmackDowns, and a few pay-per-views. I missed the WWF restaurant they used to have in Times Square during that area. I remember that, Brother E. Yeah, that was cool. The restaurant, I remember that. Rosa says, American cheese makes my European side offended, which says a lot since my earliest European ancestor is exactly 18 generations back. That's pretty good. Let's see. Oh, okay. Morton was responding to Willie. I didn't see what was said. I was just about to read it, but I didn't see everything that was said. Let me back up here. I didn't catch it. I'm behind the times. Yeah, what a shock. Excuse me, guys. Johnny says, growing up in Cooperstown might be why I'm so addicted to baseball. That's true. I love Cooperstown, Johnny. I told you that before. I mean, not just for the Baseball Hall of Fame, but I just love walking the downtown and getting the pizza on Main Street and everything. That's one of the things I'm kind of sad about is everything moves so fast with us getting the new place and moving. I'm not going to get a chance to hit Cooperstown one more time before I go. Ashley says, the reason I said that to my therapist is because, like we said before, sometimes people who are too bubbly and peppy can come off as annoying. No, I agree. A lot of times those people don't want to hear us tell them that, though. Chico says, saw a recipe for grilled cheese the other day that uses deep-fried ramen instead of bread. That's an interesting concept. That's cool. Hey, Toker. Good to see you, pal. Oh, Sal's Pizza is so good, Johnny. I've enjoyed that for so many years. And then, again, being a baseball fan from the time I was a little kid, a lot of those baseball shops on Main Street are, they've been there since I was 5, 6 years old and before. And it's just fun to go back into them again. They still, that aroma that you get from all the hats and everything that are in there is still the same. Oh, okay. Willie says, Mortimer and I were talking about abortion. I'm thinking we'll see how it goes. If the topical streams go well, which they usually tend to, I think I told you guys, I'm seriously thinking of bringing my podcast back. And if we do that, though, I'm going to take it away from here and I'll just put the podcast recordings over on Twitch. But I very well might, because I do enjoy talking topical stuff. All right, guys. Well, I got to go. My wife and I got to head out, as you guys can imagine. We got tons of stuff still to get done before we go. But once we get down there, I do have big plans. The streams will be more often, and if my voice will hold up, will be more often and longer. And I got a lot of... It'll be a whole different situation for me down there where I can put even more time into the things we do here. So in that respect, I'm really looking forward to it. And I will get us a streaming schedule set up and everything. This is, of course, providing that somebody at YouTube, one of Susan's minions, doesn't just go find one of our videos from, 10 years ago and decide to put us in jail over it again. So you never know. Susan and her merry band of minions. I'll stop talking about that because I'll end up back in jail for sure. So thank you, guys. It's great to be back on Free for All Friday. I'm glad we got out of jail today. Thank you for hanging out with me. And there will be plenty of streams upcoming, and I'll keep you guys posted on how everything's going with the move. But for now, pampu pampu. Sticky stuff for you, 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 sticky stuff for you way in the back, because we'll bang, okay? Flash like Buggy. And as always, most importantly, oh yeah, and it's very prison-y. Goosh, 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 goosh. Goosh. Yeah.